you've grown your stream, you've gotten some people in the chat, you've gotten some people showing up when you go live, whatever, right? You kind of hit this point where you thought, man, things are going to get better and things are going to grow, and you're looking at all your viewer counts and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, this is good. But then it seems like people stop watching. And you might be in that space right now where people stopped watching. I want you to know that this is something that's very normal, and I'm going to share with you guys 5 tips that I use whenever something like this happens or something like this comes up. In the 2 years that I've done this, I've started to realize that there's a pattern to Twitch, and I'm gonna show you guys some things that I do to get out of that space. Now, the first thing to do, like when you start to realize that you're losing viewers, a lot of people, what they do, they camp in their numbers all the time, and they watch it when it goes up by 1 or 0 or whatever it is, and they're freaking out. I want to tell you right now, don't panic about this. Do not panic about losing viewers. Now, I get it. You know, you're wanting to make an impact. You're wanting to do this so bad. You want to take it full time. You're whatever it is. You want to do all those things, but you just can't panic. You got to start to realize and get comfortable with the idea of losing viewers, that people do leave streams, but also that people find you entertaining for a bit and maybe not on other days, or maybe they just can't come by that day, and that's just what happens. But this is a very normal thing of Twitch. We're going to talk about how you can combat that moving forward, but just know that it's not you. I mean, it could be. Let's just be real. It could be you, but just know that you're not different than other streamers in this, and pretty much every single streamer has experienced this, all the way up to the biggest streamers and even the small streamers, obviously. So yeah, just don't panic about this and realize that there is a little bit of a pattern to this happening. It's kind of a little bit of like that exponential growth of over time growth versus it only being just this like rise to the top, you know? Just realize you're not alone. This happens to a lot of people, and it's actually part of the process. Number 2 is look at the right analytics. What I really mean by this is look at overall analytics. This is something to kind of, if you're really an analytics person, you got to look at them, and you're someone who has to see what's going on, that kind of stuff. You're kind of hurting yourself by just looking at each stream or just looking at, you know, the last couple days or whatever it is. You really want to look at over time and see what some of your patterns are, and see how things go up and things go down, and just get used to those kind of like fluctuations. And so for me personally, what I try to look at is really my my kind of like maybe over a week or over a month, seeing where my numbers are going and how they're trending up, and really trying to highlight out what, based on what things am I trying and what things I'm planning for stream, why would they have gone up or why would they have gone down. I can a lot of times correlate things to an event that I was doing, or I can correlate them to some kind of bit that I had, or maybe I planned out streams that week a lot better and people wanted to come back and see more and more and more. But you basically want to look at the right analytics. Stop looking at your viewer count while you're streaming. Stop looking at, you know, every single day's stream summary. What does that do exactly, right? Like, does that actually help you? Does that actually do something for you? Or is it just throwing the number right back in your face that you kind of already felt was there? Spend your time worrying about how to make your stream the most entertaining experience that people can come to. And when you funnel them in from other social medias, which we're going to talk about, when you funnel them in from other social medias, you're going to be able to give them a show that is worth it, and they're going to be like, wow, I want to stay here and I want to be here. And that's something that a lot of streamers can't do, and they're not doing right now. A lot of streamers are putting time into growing on TikTok or going to other places, which we're going to talk about that you should be doing, but they put a lot more thought into that, and then they bring them over to a stream that is kind of subpar and is like every other stream. I'm kind of advocating for the idea of putting a lot of thought into planning your stream to make it something that's kind of, just make it something that stands out versus making it something that is just the same. AKA, do it big and do it different. The third tip I have for you is think about your funnel. So when I talk about a funnel, what I mean is, how are you going to get viewers to come into your stream? It's this idea that I've kind of adopted over the years that I've been streaming now, is for every one person that leaves, I need to bring 2 people in, and then maybe I can get up to 3 people in, or 4 people, or 5 people, or 6, you know. As you're starting to funnel people in from other social medias, you want to start to really think about that. If your numbers are going down and you're like, man, every time I stream, I've got like, you know, no one really watching, or like my chat's kind of dead, or those kinds of things, then you're not wanting to like add to that stream schedule. You don't want to put more onto that stream schedule. What you want to start thinking about is, if you truly believe I've got the best show possible, or if you're working on that, now you're going to start to bring people in, and that whole revolving door effect of one person leaves, but you've got 2 people coming in who are going to watch you after that person leaves. Now, obviously your regulars, hopefully our regulars don't leave and all that kind of stuff, and they don't go somewhere else or whatever it is. But, you know, unfortunately, a lot of times that happens, and that's part of the process, and that's part of the thing. We're not necessarily always meant to be a part of somebody's life or impacting people's lives every single day of their life or forever. Sometimes we're just meant to be there for a little bit, you know? And so that's kind of just how it is. That's Twitch. You got to get used to it. Don't get hurt by it. Just realize that you've got to create that funnel, because if you get caught sitting on your hands and you haven't been building that funnel and you get great stream growth and it's awesome, and you're realizing, man, this is awesome, you'll start to realize when you don't have outside platforms funneling in, you actually start to see bigger peaks and bigger valleys. That's one thing that I realized, like, as I've started to build up my other social medias, I'm starting to see less like drastic peaks and valleys. I'm starting to see more of like, okay, it'll peak up and it'll come down a little bit. It'll peak up, it'll come down a little bit, and it'll peak, you know, and as we go, more people learn about us, that kind of stuff. But more people are stopping by, either from YouTube or from other places, for me personally. And so you kind of decide what area you want to be on. If it's TikTok, Instagram Reels, or Twitter, or if it's, you know, just regular Instagram. Dude, there's so many effing things now, isn't there? There's so many freaking things. But, you know, it could be YouTube Shorts now, or it could be YouTube, or, you know, whatever it is for you. For me personally, I've really tried to sink my teeth into YouTube and do things here. But one side note too is I've also trusted that Twitch has a very strong word of mouth policy, that if I do things that people are going to want to watch, it's not going to live alone forever. It's just this idea that great content can't live alone forever. And I truly believe in that. If I do something that is very entertaining on Twitch, they're going to want to tell like 1 to 2 friends about it, or maybe even more than that. I don't know. And I really believe in that on Twitch. I think there's a really strong word of mouth that a lot of people don't talk about, because it's not really like quantifiable, and it's not really like something that you can like track. But that's how I really grew at the beginning, was just through word of mouth, because people wanted other people to know about what I was doing. So that's funnel. Number 4 on our list out of 5, so we're almost done here. We're almost done, don't worry, is review your VODs. Not enough people do this. You gotta go back and watch your VODs. I want you to kind of give yourself a little bit of a competition and see how long you can watch your VOD without getting bored. Because I'll tell you this, if you watch your VOD back and you get bored, then probably other people are also bored, and that's just the truth. Now, you know, we're really critical of ourselves and that kind of stuff, so don't take it too much to heart. But just realize you need to watch your VODs back so that you can kind of see, okay, this is what I'm doing, or these are some of the mannerisms I have, or this is like, why am I saying that, or why am I going into this? Does my stream flow smoothly when I switch games, or when I go to another thing, or just chatting thing? Am I awkward in this area, or does my stream look weird, or is it coming through kind of pixelated? Does the audio peak? Does it suck, or whatever? I just want you guys to start to really go back, watch your VODs, because the stream is like the most important thing to get down. You gotta really get the stream down. Like for me, I spend hours planning what my stream is going to be for the week so that it's the best possible thing. And as people click over from my other social medias, they land into a really entertaining live stream versus me just playing games like a zombie. Hopefully. Sometimes I'll do that too, but hopefully more times than not. So that's a huge deal. So review your VODs, go back and watch the VODs. Big deal. Number 5, this is our last one, and it's reimagine your content. This is something that you're gonna learn is good to do when you're losing viewers, but it's even better to do when you're at the peak of your viewership. Something for me that I realized early on is once something was working and people were wanting to come back and watch, I was like, let's just keep hitting this home. Let's keep going. And what I realized is like people just started to get bored of it, because we're all really like aggressive content consumers nowadays, that we just keep watching and you just we just want more. And I would just give them more without really reimagining it or changing it. And then they get bored and they're like, okay, I've gotten everything I need out of here, I'm out, kind of a thing. What I've started to do now is when I hit a peak in my viewership, I will actually change what I'm doing and go a little bit different, or like add a twist to what I'm doing and really try to reimagine that to take that to another level. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's something that keeps you moving and keeps you going. And your regulars are going to really like that, because they're the ones who want to watch your stream all the time, and you're giving them a lot more value than just like, hey, thanks for watching me do the same thing over and over again. It's a very smart thing to do, and it's a really great thing to do. Now, reimagining your content is a very vague thing as well to say, but it's definitely something that you're gonna have to work on your own. You got to start to create things looking forward. as a streamer, you're a leader. And so you got to lead your people somewhere, right? You got to guide them somewhere, and you got to say, man, this is where we're headed. This is what we're going towards, because nobody really wants to follow somebody or watch somebody that has no idea where the hell they're going. So make sure that you put time to plan ahead. And I will say the most relaxing streams that I have is when I know that I'm planned out for the next week. I know that I've got streams coming up. I got events coming up. I can shout things out that I'm doing the next week or whatever it is. That's when I'm most relaxed and I can just stream versus worry about everything outside of it. Well, hopefully this video helped you out. Look, I know losing viewers is very difficult and it can be very emotional. It can hit your mental health in a huge way. But I want to also tell you that this is part of the journey. Twitch is very much of a roller coaster type of platform. So please don't let your peaks be these crazy peaks where you just go nuts and get excited. And please don't let these valleys be lower than ever, because look, that number has nothing to do with who you are and the type of person that you are and your value as a person. It's a freaking number. Now we're going to come back and we're going to attack again, and we're going to find another way to build an audience and keep moving and keep grooving. And it's going to get stronger and stronger as you go, because people watch you and how you deal with low numbers. So when you're sitting there complaining on stream all the time, all sad about the numbers, they're going to see that. But when you also take that as a challenge and take that as an opportunity to learn and an opportunity to create more, they're going to see that as well. I wish you guys the best in your streams. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Nick, aka Loaded Wombat, and you can find me over on Twitch Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love answering questions and talking about these kinds of things. So if you have any questions, please come by, come hang out, and ask some questions, or just come hang out, whatever you want to do. We have a whole bunch of videos like this. So if you're just finding this channel for the first time, you can go and check out any of our playlists or any of these videos that are on the screen. I think you might find them helpful, and maybe not. But if not, just don't say it. Just don't say that. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.